Hello, and welcome back to Walkman Phones. Today I wanted to take a look at the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge from 2015. This is partially inspired by Motorola coming out with their new phone called the Edge and the Edge Plus, where they're doing curved screens. It's fallen out of vogue over the last couple years. Samsung was the first ones to go ahead and do that. They had the Samsung Note Edge, which only had one side of the screen was curved, the other was flat, and that was their start of this. And then later on, about 6 months later, they came out with the S6 and the S6 Edge. And as you can tell, the S6 Edge had this really beautiful curved screen, right? So this design, this was, they started with the Galaxy Alpha with the metal frame and really high-end build, and it had been years in the making. For a long time Samsung was just kind of going off of their sales record and their popularity, and they really hadn't pushed anything forward with design. And it was starting to get to the point where people were wondering if they were ever going to change their design, if they were ever going to try harder in that department. And it turns out that this was the answer to that. The Alpha was just kind of the warning shot that they were actually going to do something and step into that market. As you can see on the edge here, it has like a ticker where it'll tell you your battery life, the date, the time, and this is an older Samsung device, an Android device. This is from 2015, the spring of 2015. So the fingerprint scanner was located on the physical home button. Let me get rid of this. You'll have to pardon me, this phone is quite long in the tooth, so it does things a little bit slower. But it had the physical home button and the capacitive buttons. So you had your back, your recent apps. And obviously they've done away with that in recent years. Everything is virtual buttons now. They've gotten rid of bezels pretty much entirely. I actually kind of miss the branded bezels, but I know I'm really in the minority with that. The LED notification light was up here, power button on the side, volume rocker up and down on the left side, and just a really nice phone to handle. The only problem that happened with this phone was, like every phone that has the curved screens, and why people kind of got tired of them, is you would touch the screen with your palm and the palm rejection wasn't quite there. So you'd be doing things on the phone that you didn't intend to do. And that kind of became a sticking point for a lot of people. And eventually people just kind of went away from making phones like that. Until Motorola this year, who are going even harder with it and doing even more of a pronounced curve, right? So obviously, as you can see here, there's if you tap the screen here, yeah, there you go. It comes out and you can do different things. That, scroll over again, there's that. You have your, so you can put different things as your tasks edge, they called it. Sorry, that's Betsy losing it every time she hears a little yip yip dog across the way. But yeah, there's lots of different things you can do on the side. I never really use that much Like I said, this was more of a, this was a piece that I just wanted to get. You know, when I first saw it years ago, this was, to me, one of the most beautiful phones I'd ever seen. I mean, the design of it, and even though it's not the easiest phone to use because the bad palm rejection and just the overall, it's just not the easiest phone to use one-handed, because of the curves, and it's one of the prettiest phones I've ever seen. This is the emerald green colorway, and this never came out in the States. I had to import this. I believe this is from France, I want to say. It's, no matter what I do, it still shows me European news, which I think is kind of funny. But yeah, the single camera in the back, and this was using the Exynos processor, which at the time had not fallen on hard times yet. People actually still liked the Exynos processor, and it was debated whether or not it was better than Snapdragon. Nowadays, people clearly know that that's not the case, and they'd rather have a Snapdragon than an Exynos version of a Samsung phone. But yeah, the single speaker at the bottom, still had the headphone jack back then. This is not USB-C, obviously. This is from 2015, so that was before then. Up top, it had the IR blaster, which is kind of cool. You could use it as a remote. Your SIM card holder right there. But yeah, I just wanted to show off this phone. And just a pretty piece of history from Samsung, and obviously now they're all in on their glass and metal, really pretty phones, but this was the beginning. So yeah, that's all I wanted to do, just show this off a little bit. And I don't know if anybody's actually had this phone or not. I only saw a couple back in the day. The Edge version, it seemed like most people just wanted the flat screen, which I can't blame them for. This one's a little more adventurous, but I had to go for it because of the color and just the overall beauty of the design. So anyways, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.